Parietal cell and sporogenous cell. Parietal cell, they are outer, and sporogenous cell, they are inner. Sporogenous cell, they divide to form sporogenous tissue. They divide to form sporogenous tissue that later on form microspore mother cell, and this parietal cell, they divide by periclinal division to form wall layers. Wall layers. This whole of the, this is the TSO-anther. outermost layer is एपिडर्मिस. पर अगर इस रीजन में दिखानी है हमने सेल बिल्कुल थिन दिखानी है, क्योंकि ये इसके एडहेसेंस में हेल्प करेंगी. Diagram is same on both the side. I am covering only one side. This layer is outermost protective layer. अगर लेयर प्रोटेक्टिव होती है तो उसमें कोई छेद नहीं होता, क्योंकि उसको प्रोटेक्ट करना है. दिस इज outermost layer. This is called epidermis. यहां से थिन, this whole is epidermis. Then next, in the center there is pollen sac. This whole is pollen sac. In the center there are present sporogenous tissue. This sporogenous tissue is homogeneous. Homogeneous means having the same type of cell, and these cell, their ploidy is diploid, and they give rise to microspore mother cell. Microspore mother cell give rise to microspore, which later on give rise to pollen grain. So these are also called microspore mother cell. These are also called pollen grain mother cell. One thing that is very important, they are homogeneous. Their ploidy is diploid. Now we talk about this parietal cell. स्पोरोजीनियस सेल है तो ये स्पोरोजीनियस टिश्यू बना दिया है. स्पोरोजीनियस टिश्यू बना रहा है माइक्रोस्पोर मदर सेल. माइक्रोस्पोर मदर सेल डिप्लॉयड है. इट अंडरगो मियोसिस टू फॉर्म द माइक्रोस्पोर और पोलन ग्रेन. What is the difference in microspore or pollen grain? Dehydrated microspore are called pollen grain. Now we talk about this parietal cell. Parietal cell, it forms the wall layer. These wall layer, first is endothecium. Second is 3 to 5 layered middle layers. These are 3 to 5 layer. And third is tapetum. You can recognize the cells on the basis of their size. If we talk about this endothecium, the cell of endothecium, they are large. These are endothecium. You have to draw this type of cell all over. Then in contact with this, there are large cells which are either having more than one nucleus or they are polyploid due to endoploidy. Endoploidy is a type of division due to which cell become polyploid. It is the feature of tapetum. This outer layer is called endodermis. Next layer is endothecium. endothecium. Then this is tapetum. and in between somewhat rectangular cell you have to draw in the 3 to 5 layers, just like this. These are called middle layers. The function of epidermis, function of endothelium and middle layer, their function is protection. They help in protection. Then if we talk about the tapetum, tapetum help in nourishment. It provides nourishment. Then this is the TS of anther. TS anther. TS of bilobed anther. This shows they are having the 2 lobes, and these lobes, they are having these grooves. They are separated by grooves. Then these lobes, they are having the 2 pollen sac per anther lobe. So it is called tetrasporangiate. These pollen sac, they are distinguished externally by a groove, internally by a sterile parenchymatous tissue, and whole of this anther, it is covered by a protective layer that is called epidermis. This is epidermis. The cell of epidermis at this groove, they are very thin because they help in dehiscence of anther. This is called stomium. This is stomium. Next layer is endothelium, which is formed from the parietal cell. Next 3 to 5 layer, middle layer. You can recognize this middle layer because their cells are somewhat rectangular. You can also recognize the endothelium and tapetum because the cell of endothelium and tapetum, they are the largest cell. If we talk about the ploidy of tapetum, the tapetum cell, they are polyploid due to endoploidy. Secondly, the cell of tapetum, they may have more than 1 nucleus. Then what is the function of these tapetum cell? These tapetum cell, they are of 2 types. They may be amoeboid and glandular. Tapetum cell, they are very essential. If there is no tapetum, no pollen grain formation takes place because they form the outer layer. Tapetum, they are of 2 types, amoeboid and second is glandular. Amoeboid tapetum cell, they join to form plasmodium. It is called plasmodium. It is not the plasmodium. Plasmodium or periplasmodium. These are the amoeboid tapetum cell which join to form plasmodium or periplasmodium so that they can undergo in the sporogenous tissue to provide them nourishment. Glandular tapetum cell, they secrete their secretion over the sporogenous tissue. ये स्पोरोजीनियस टिश्यू के अंदर चली जाएंगी ताकि उनको न्यूट्रिशन प्रोवाइड कर सके, और ग्लैंडुलर टेप्टम सेल ये स्पोरोजीनियस टिश्यू के ऊपर अपने secretion देंगी for what? For the development and differentiation of sporogenous tissue. For the development and differentiation of sporogenous tissue. Then what are the main function of tapetum? Tapetum first, it help in nutrition. Second, this tapetum layer, it provide the ubised body which help in formation of sporopollenin. What is sporopollenin? It is the hardest material in the biological world, and this sporopollenin, it form the outer layer of pollen grain, and outer layer of pollen grain is exine. Due to presence of sporopollenin, which form the outermost layer exine, pollen grain, they act as fossil. Secondly, it also form pollencate that is made up of lipid and carotenoid. These lipid and carotenoid, due to presence of these lipid and carotenoid, it becomes sticky and it helps in pollination of those flowers which are entomophilous, because these pollen grain, they get to stick with the insect body. Then last is, it help in formation of the layer which help in dissolving the callose plug. This is all about the function of septum, that is nourishment, formation of sporopollenin, pollencate, that help in entomophilous flower. All this is the function.